Hello everyone, and welcome to a newer style video here on the channel. This is actually some footage that I filmed last summer, so summer 2024, and never did anything with it, and I thought now would be a nice time to put it out. Spring is around the corner here, and we get some nice days that makes me hopeful and excited for spring, but then it seems that winter comes right back. So I thought today it would be nice to look back at this summery footage, dream of plants and flowers and greenery all over again, and get excited for the new season ahead. In this video here, I am just foraging for some plants. At the beginning, I was cutting some wild sage that's on my parents' property, just to have at home. I don't die with sage, but I just like to have bundles of sage at home. And here I am just getting some fresh flowers from my mom's garden, and I will be dyeing with these later on in the video. Here I am cutting some marigolds, which are a wonderful dye plant. They create a very vibrant, bright yellow, and is a plant that I use for a lot of the colorways that I dye. Marigolds are very versatile. You can get a bright yellow, like I was saying earlier, and what I like to do is do a iron bath with marigold dye, and it can create a really beautiful earthy green. I also decided to grab some yarrow from the garden. I don't dye with yarrow either, but yarrow is probably one of my favorite plants. So I just wanted to grab some and to dry up some for home. And I think I was planning on making this into a tea, and I have not done that yet, but I do have a nice bundle of dried yarrow now. Here are all of the plants that I gathered that day. I loved putting them into that wicker basket. It just looked so beautiful all together. Now I'm back at home. I believe this is the same day based off of the clothes that I'm wearing, and I think I just wanted to get dyeing right away. So I had some yarn that was already mordanted and ready to go, which is a necessary step when natural dyeing. You have to mordant your yarn so that the color sticks to the fibers. And here I am just using those fresh marigold petals to dye up a sample skein. And this was, like I said, back in the summer, but I was experimenting with different colorways, and this here turned out to be my Prairie Sunset colorway. I also had some dried flowers in my cupboard that I am using here for this Prairie Sunset colorway. It gives off little blue speckles, which I just love so much, and these are just some really dark blue, almost black hollyhocks. once I have all of the dye material on the skein, I just gently roll it up and tie it into a nice little bundle so that it can get ready for a good steam. I like to tie it up using this cotton string here, and I actually reuse this cotton string, and I use this string to tie on all of the tags for each skein of yarn. I love reusing them because throughout this process they get little bits of dye here and there, and it just turns out really beautiful. Here's another look of the skein before it gets rolled up. I just love looking at them with the petals and the leaves scattered all throughout. And there they are, getting a good steam. I just set them in there overall for about an hour, and I turn them in between and let all of that dye soak into the yarn. And this yarn is the BFL base, so it's 100% BFL. And after it's done steaming, I let it cool for a little bit, and then I just unravel and let all of those pieces fall out. I actually can reuse those pieces of plant material again. I let them dry out and I can reuse them again. There's still some dye left in them. And I just like to go through this skein here and pick out all of the little pieces as much as I can, and then I rinse the skein. And hopefully once I'm rinsing it, all the other little pieces of petals and leaves come out as well. Unraveling the second skein here, and it's always so fun revealing what the yarn looks like after unraveling it. And sometimes if I see some bare spots, I'll go in there again and add some dye material to the spots that didn't get much dye on it from the first round, and I'll do a second steam. So I rinse all those out, I let them dry, and here is what the skein looks like. All twisted, skeined up, washed, dried, and this is the Prairie Sunset colorway. So this is the skein, and then here are a pair of socks knit up in this colorway. And it is just so cool to see what the dye process looks like, and then how it turns out into a skein of yarn, and then also into a finished piece and what the knit fabric looks like. These were really fun to knit up. I just loved seeing all the little bits of color come into the fabric, and just knowing that these were all planted by my mom, and all these flowers were taken care of by my mom. It just made it really, really special. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you liked this style of video. It was really fun to edit and to put together, and just really enjoyable to watch the footage and to be dreaming of summer again. All right, thank you so much, and we'll see you all later. Bye.